Hello everybody, this is Toys R Us, and for this new figure unboxing and review we're going to be looking at the Takara MP Masterpiece Trailbreaker figure. So what we're going to do in this video, we're going to unbox him live in a second, have a look at the entire contents of the packaging. We're going to have a look at him in both of his modes to help you decide how you want to display him. We're going to do some comparisons with him and the original Trailbreaker figure, one of the newer Trailbreaker figures, and indeed of course some other figures that have been released up and down the Generations toy line to give you an idea, I suppose, of just how well he scales, and indeed even third-party company versions. And of course I'll grab a couple of Masterpiece figures out to have a look at how he displays with them as well. So as I start to pop all these figures away, I'd like to remind anybody who's not subscribed to this channel, if they'd like to hit that subscribe button for me now please, because it really will help me out. The second thing I need to do is just thank Robot Recruits, the online retailer in the UK which I purchased this from, and as you can see they got him out to me nice and quickly and safely. So we've got the very familiar Masterpiece boxes which just look beautiful, nice sheen. This is actually raised slightly above the actual background. MP56 is his corresponding number, and there we've got the Takara MP logo. So on the back we've got, I suppose it's showing off some of the features. So we've got the radar dish and indeed the attachment there for his hands from, I think it was the episodes More Than Meets the Eye. We can see there the alternate mode, and indeed I'm pretty sure as well this is the first time that the Masterpiece figures have had a licensed one of these trucks to be able to do it with. The box feels nice and weighty. It does look like there's a lot of things in, so let's have a quick look inside. All right, I've opened the box up already just for a bit of ease to make the video flow that little bit easier, shall we say. As I've already stated, the figure does feel really weighty, so I'm presuming, again correct me if I'm wrong, or I will be able to find out shortly if there is any die cast in it. It definitely feels that way. So let's take off this particular, I don't know if it's a clamshell or not, but it's something that's holding him all together. So let's have a look. There's the hand attachment, and it's brilliant to have some lovely bright chrome. We've got the radar dish, which was definitely in the More Than Meets the Eye cartoon. I need to shift this out of the way because obviously I can see that it's trying to focus in and out. So let me take these down here. Let me pop that there for you for just a few seconds so you can have a look at that whilst I grab out the other accessories. So there's two other heads, there's a blast effect, and there's a different grill, and I'm going to explain why the different grill is as well. We've even got a nice blast effect. That's a nice luminous colour. So we've got two different heads, which you can see there. One's laughing, one's shouting. They look good. And we've got a different grill and indeed a different fist. Now you can see already that there's loads of articulation in and on that fist. Before we have a quick look at him in detail in his alternate mode, let's just open up the pamphlets and everything that comes with him, because there's this particular thing here I've just found that I want to explain, and it also explains the two grills. So what we've got here, and what I like about this is obviously a pretty, well, it's not a pretty much, it's a very good, very detailed, accurate, scaled down version of what the truck would look like in real life. So what I mean by that is you've of course got the chrome bumper, etc., all the wheels and everything like that. Whereas what you can do is you can adapt this to look more like what he appeared in the cartoon. So what I mean by that is you've got these stickers here, so you can pop these on the windows to have it a bit more like a toy accurate one. So again, you can just block out these if you wanted to. You've also got the Autobot logos as well as the tamper-graphed ones on, again to make it more cartoon accurate. We've got the collector's card that comes with him, which is beautiful, MP56, and there's some of his stats on the back. Now the instructions are all in Japanese, but these are huge. What you've got is, of course, you've got the transformation process, but then you've got all the things like what I was just saying with the extra parts, what you can do with them, where they would go and how you would use them, etc., etc. So we're going to start off straight away with some first impressions because he's in this mode, and again it looks lovely. It really does feel nice and weighty. You can see that we've actually got some different, which you should expect with a Masterpiece figure. We've got the alloy coloured in and the black tyre around it. It would have been perhaps nicer if these were rubber tyres. We can pretty much maybe tell that that's going to be his legs on the underside. There's the lovely reflective chrome grille that I'm going to show you how to change in a second. And yeah, there's your Toyota official badge on the back. Now, to be fair, you can't see too much. You can see little bits inside, but you can't really make out what it is. I'm just wondering what that is on the inside of there. Now, I'm pretty sure with Masterpiece figures, yeah, you can. Oh, it's just a bit of plastic. So I'm presuming we'll see that when we do the transformation. It's just protecting, I'm going to guess, his head. I don't know, but it looks like it's protecting something. So we can, of course, open the doors. If I had the little Spike figure that you could fit in these, I think he came with Hound. Unfortunately, I don't have him, so I can't pop him in. What we can do, though, is we can pop the hood, I think the Americans call it. This is called the bonnet in the UK. And we've got some detail there of the engine with some wires, the engine blocks itself. But again, this is what's really cool. So this is obviously, as I say, a scaled accurate version of the Toyota truck. If you want it to look like the cartoon, fold in the wing mirrors, take the front chrome reflection, then take the much matte, well, duller matte front grille. And is this going to slot straight in? I'm hoping it should do. Again, a lot of these videos, if you're new to this channel, I just do completely off the cuff, so it's exactly like this. First impressions like that. So yeah, there you go. That is pretty much exactly how he looked in the cartoon. He hasn't got the wing mirrors, he's got the different grille. Brilliant. And again, while we're talking cartoons, let's lift this up. There we go. We got two little notches there. Here is the radar dish, again with the chrome, so apologies for the reflection. And then this will fit and reach on there like so. I was going to go explore, but that's not it. That's Teletron 1. There he is on there. Lovely. And I don't know if you can attach, I mean, you could attach that maybe, could you? I don't know. Nope, that'll attach obviously to the blaster when he's in his robot mode. To be honest, there's not much more to say about him in this mode. The good thing is that these are tamper-graphed on, so they're not stickers, and there aren't really any stickers. I mean, if you want to put them ones on the windows, you can. I don't really think that I'm going to need to, so I'm not going to be putting them on. The rest of the detail is lovely. Door handle, door lock. Again, everything as you would expect, I suppose, from a Masterpiece figure. So let's have a very quick look. I almost forgot. There's the original Generation 1. So it's much bigger than indeed that figure. You can see that for yourself. Again, there you go. Brilliant homage, perfectly to it. There you go. If you wanted to see the dark bar there, you could put the sticker over that as well if you wanted to. But there we go. Let's now have a look at him in his robot mode and see how he displays and compares with some other Trailbreaker figures. Okay, then we're back, and as you can see, he's in his robot mode, and to be honest, he looks incredible. Quick apologies for no transformation process on this video. A couple of reasons. The main reason is to keep the main length of this video down, and the second is not to spoil it for anybody who doesn't want to see it. However, I will of course upload a tutorial video, as you'll be pleasantly surprised. The transformation process on this guy is relatively straightforward for a Masterpiece figure. Now, the one thing that I will definitely say is that the mass shifting, I think that's what it's officially called, is very clever, because this guy is now huge. And what I mean by that is exactly that. The legs have extended, the arms have extended, everything sort of came out, and he really has gone in his height. So an example for that could be, here is again his original Generation 1, and there's the truck mode as well. The alternate mode, of course, it doesn't even fit on screen. We'll do some looking at his articulation in a second. I just really want to show you this, some size comparisons, because again, he's blown up. There, of course, is Earthrise, and again, just above his waist. But I think obviously what's more relevant and what you're going to want to see is with regard to some other actual Masterpiece figures. So here's some older ones. So there is like Red Alert, and you can see towers above him. Here's some of the newer ones. So Skids, again, towers above him. And I'm sure you can pretty much guess he's going to tower above the train bots. And indeed he does. There is Getsui, towers way above him. And now, of course, the only one that he isn't really going to tower above, and he probably won't even fit on screen, is of course the new Jetfire. No, he doesn't fit anywhere near on screen. That guy's still incredible. But to be honest, as I say, for what I would class as a more normal, as if that makes any sense, what I mean by that is, I suppose, a more normal price Masterpiece figure. So he's pretty much, he's not ridiculously overpriced. As I say, I stopped buying masterpiece figures because I thought the price for them was going too high, whereas I started recollecting them again at Skids because I thought his price was quite reasonable. And the train bots, well, they're just because they're the train bots. But yeah, this guy, I think he's still cheaper than Hound, and I think it's one of the main reasons why indeed I did actually purchase him. So articulation wise, if I can show you this on here, the head will go all the way around. That is super articulate. We can change the actual expressions. I'm going to show you that in a second. Shoulders all the way around, out to the side, shoulder swivel, bicep flexion. You can swivel these as well. I'm going to show you that in a second because they're interchangeable. Waist will swivel. You've got these skirts here that do move backwards and forwards, lift up and down, so you can kick the leg right out. You'll see that the skirt moves with it. You've got a thigh swivel, you've got a knee bend, you've got an ankle tilt and rock, you've got separate heel sprues compared to the toes, so you can really position the feet in lots and lots of various poses. He's super posable, as you can see in the knee. What I like about this is it comes out, it doesn't leave a huge gap until it's bent all the way back out of position. The bit of plastic was covering his head. The head does look amazing. If you wanted to interchange out the head, all we got to do is hold the back part, slide that forward. We can take any one of the other two. So we've got a smiling one and a shocked one. Let's just pop the shocked one in for now, and then you can see that that obviously works really well. There is a bit of a gap there, to be honest, but it's I don't know, it doesn't look too bad. You've got to really look for that, to be honest. It's not too bad. In fact, I'm going to put the original head in. I don't know why. I like with lots of my figures, I like to just sort of keep them original for some reason. So if you want to swap out the hands, so what we can look at doing here, that will open down. This just simply slots off. There is one of his accessories. We can put that. Is it going to fit? I've not done this yet. It should fit. Yeah, that slots over there, no problems. And then this is of course how and where you can attach. Yeah, there we go. So we can attach that there. That does look really good. And then of course we had a spare fist, and that is of course if we wanted to swap that out. But that just completely reminds me of the Generation 1 with the silver attachments that you could indeed put in, or the ones off the top of his shoulders. What else is that? There's not much more else to show you, to be fair. You can't really attach this because that is this part here where his head was going in. That has popped out only once or twice for me, in honesty. It's not too detrimental. There we go. That should, them tabs should be fitting in there. I will again show you that in more detail in the transformation process. The accessories that came out from underneath are chrome. They do look lovely. We can fold that over as well, and again that is a much more reminiscent of his cartoon appearance and indeed his Generation 1 figure. Right, I'm going to take this out. I'm going to open this back up and put his fist that he came with inside. That just slots over there like so. I think if anybody's interested, I might as well, because I've got a few at hand. Again, I'm definitely keeping that on that grill rather than the chrome one, just in case anybody wants to know how big he is, I suppose, compared to some more mainstream figures. Voyager class, Rise of the Beasts, Optimus, Studio Series, Bumblebee, Deluxe, Shrapnel. So yeah, as you can see, big figure. Generation 1, Hot Rod, funnily enough, there we go, Magic Squares version of Trailbreaker, New Age's take on a Seeker Jet, Starscream. You can really, in fact, funnily enough, while he's just here, I've got quite a few figures next to me, funnily enough. We'll do a quick few more of these. Take that away. So that gives you an idea, as I say, of just how big he actually is. One more, whilst I've got him in, well, he's not in the frame. You'll be able to see him in a second. It's the biggest third-party legend scale figure I've had the pleasure of having a look at. He's pretty much as big as, oh no, he's not, New Age's Michael, which is of course, is it Michael or is it Dave? No, it's definitely Michael, which is their take on a Mega Supreme. So there you go, absolutely loads of comparisons for you. Really surprised with how good this figure is, in honesty. And as I say, that's a nice other pleasant surprise since I've gone back into collecting MP figures. Now, I don't own any of the other companies, third-party companies, masterpiece versions of this figure. This one will more than suffice. for my collection, to be honest. And again, really liking the look of him. Let me know what you think of him in the comments. There's not much more to say about him. Really impressed. Again, transformation process tutorial will be separately uploaded, and there's even articulation, as you can see, in the fists, like so. Really liking this guy. If you've got him already, let me know, or if you're definitely thinking of getting him, let me know as well. I'll put a link actually for him where you can purchase him from Robot Recruits in the UK, and that's where I got it from. So let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Take care.